Communism should not be attacked on the grounds that it is opposed to liberalism or monopolistic capitalism, because from an economic point of view alone, all these systems are unsatisfactory. The economic way to meet communism is to make capitalists out of the workers by a wider diffusion of private property. Before suggesting how this can be done, a word about the morality of private property is necessary. It used to be, when property was real rather than financial, as it is today, that the right to property was inseparable from responsibility. A man owned a horse. He could show a title to it. He could say, "It is mine." But the responsibility for the horse was also his. If the horse trampled the neighbor's garden, he had to remunerate the neighbor. But because he owned, controlled, and managed the horse, he was also entitled to 100% of the profits from the horse. With the development of finance, those two things which were meant to be joined, ownership and responsibility, became separated and divorced. Those who own today do not labor or manage, and those who labor or manage generally do not own. The stockholders are distinct from labor and management. Since the stockholders have surrendered responsibility, they have given up one of the essential notes of property, and hence one of the titles to profits. But the owners or stockholders still claim all the profits, though they have surrendered 50% of the title, namely labor and responsibility. The stockholders are only the passive creators of wealth. The active creators are the workers. For that reason, there should be a modification of the wage system so as to give the workers a share in the profits, management, and ownership of industry where they work. A fuller development of this particular theme will be sent you on request. There is no doubt as to which has the clearer title to profits. Certainly the man who clips coupons and sends in his postcard for a vote by proxy to the corporation is less entitled to the profits of industry than those who wipe sweat from their brows at the end of the day. I'm very happy to say that during this past week in Washington, I spoke at a meeting of a corporation and its workers where this suggested plan of mine of sharing profits with the workers was put into actual effect. Communism wants the dictator to own all the property. We want to share property with the workers. In terms of analogy, capitalism wants a few men to own all the hens, the workers receiving a few eggs for preparing the nest. The communist solution is putting all the hens and all the eggs in the hands of a dictator cook who makes an omelet, which is bound to be unsatisfying because not all the people like omelets, and most people do not like the way the dictator cooks anyway. And the Christian solution is to distribute the hens so that every man can cook his eggs the way he likes them, and even eat them raw, if that is his definition of freedom. By distributing a wide mass of property owners through the country, with their scattered powers, privileges, and responsibilities, one creates the greatest resistance in the world to tyranny, either political or economic. For just as a man is free on the inside, because he can call his soul his own, so he begins to be free on the outside, because he can call property his own. Then property becomes what it was always intended to be, the economic guarantee of human liberty.